Today we get a chat with John, the vocalist of the band Crystal Lake, discussing their upcoming release, The Weight of Sound, which will be out January 23rd. I hope you enjoy.
Hello, sorry about that. I was getting off a call with someone with another interview. I totally apologize.
Figured, and the sun just decided to grace me with its presence right now, so now it's right in my face.
Oh, fantastic. I thought you just had on really, really interesting makeup. I was like, well,
Oh
that's
yeah,
new.
that actually would have been a really cool, much cooler
I was like, her
story.
makeup matches the dye in her hair. That's pretty serious. Like, that's commitment, dude. She better not move. Like,
What is this cultural thing that she's doing, or is that
yeah,
just a
this is
unique
this
thing?
is this is interesting.
It's
Okay.
it's the sun kiss look for in December.
I love it. I love it.
How's your day going so far?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm literally just hanging out. My daughter is running around and tormenting my cats through the glass because I have one
Oh.
one cat out here and one cat on the other side. And then she's running around in these monster slippers that her grandfather got her, like giant slippers that look like big zombie feet. And she's just running
Oh,
around. And they got little grippies on them, so she's actually like walking pretty good. So
my
I mean,
gosh.
yeah, now she's like rah, 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 just running around.
How old is she?
Pretty funny. She's only one, but she growls a bunch.
Oh, oh
It's
my
funny.
gosh. Oh, that's
Yeah.
well, she growls because she hears you growling all the time.
Yes, I tell her we don't scream for free. Every time she's yelling, I'm like, no, we don't scream for free.
That's pretty clever. Oh my goodness. Oh, so yeah, we're talking about the upcoming album, and I'm so thankful it's coming out next month because when I first started listening to it, I thought I was gonna have to revamp my 2025 albums again this year, which I've had to do so many freaking time because there's been albums that keep dropping that I'm like, shit. And
I
so,
hope.
so I was like, oh, good, this one's January. This is next year's problem.
They're
But
supposed to
yeah,
be this August problem, but we took our time a lot.
yeah.
We're like,
Well, and
wait,
you,
but wait, but
yeah, well, but you have a lot of guest vocals on there, so I'm sure that
yes.
probably ended up taking some time too.
Yeah, we wanted more.
Yeah. Well, they're not small name people.
I did. No, 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 no. Luckily, 99% of them are friends, and it
Oh,
was great,
I
you
was
know.
okay, so I was wondering how that ended up all coming. I mean, Jesse Leach at this point seems like he's doing a lot of different guest places, which is so cool.
Dude,
But
that one and Carl were, and it's no disrespect to Dave, Mike, and Taylor, but like those two growing up listening to Misery Signals and you know loving Kill Switch and Misery Signals as a kid, and then being able to say I sing side by side with them and they sang
yes.
my words. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you stop it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
That's so amazing. What a cool. So growing up listening to them, so this is kind of one of your full circle moments. Is that I'm assuming you're probably in your 30s?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I just turned 37.
Okay. Um, so yeah, that's probably like your teenage influences.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Misery Signals was sick when I was a kid. And then when they got Carl, it was oh, I was already listening to Deicide. So like the vocals being heavier, I was like, oh, it's all like dark and heavy. I was like, I really like it. I had no idea what the hell I was saying, you know what I mean? But I just knew I loved it. And it was awesome, dude. Like Misery Signals was one of my favorite bands growing up. Like, Killswitch was also like what like I draw influence from Jesse Leach in the fact that I want to sound like I'm dying and like I'm on fire when I sing. You know what I mean? And I want you to feel what I'm saying, like when he
Yeah,
sings.
yeah.
And I draw influence from Carl for the fact that he's so emotional and he's able to, write some of these really powerful lyrics.
Mm.
And this is the same thing for Counterparts, is where another band that I draw influence from. And, being able to work with two of those three were, just fantastic for me.
Yeah.
Um, I loved it.
It's awesome. So moving forward, is this something you guys are going to well, this album hasn't even come out yet, but have you guys talked about moving forward? Are you going to keep doing having guest vocalists come in?
Yeah, definitely. We always want to, have fun with our friends. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah,
why
of
we had Mike
course.
Terry on it and Taylor and
Hmm.
David, we always hang out with Mike Terry on the road. We
Well,
always get
that's
to
cool.
chill with him.
I just interviewed him last week,
I love
him
Mike.
and Michael for the Volumes album.
Yeah, Volumes is great. They really
Yeah,
are.
yeah, they are. They are. Oh my gosh, it is like right in there. I'm gonna try to move. I'm gonna try to move the makeup here. Um,
That
uh,
was crazy, dude.
uh it's not only like makeup, but it's like it moves as it.
Yeah, it's like
Wouldn't that be
3D,
cool?
3D cup.
Right? That would be crazy. That'd be crazy. Um, I lost my train of thought. Anyways, well, yeah, let's talk about this album. So you've released 4 songs so far. You're the new guy. Obviously, Crystal Lake has been around for a minute or two. They've been around for quite a while. Were you nervous, being like the new face of these guys with these singles? And obviously, you had nothing to be nervous about because they've been very well received.
Thank you. Yes and no. So I was nervous because I wanted to work out.
Of
You know what I
course.
mean? And I think it's just natural to, worry because, like I've said a couple of times now in other interviews as well, it's what you think is like I write a song, I think it's awesome, I say it's done. And then I hope to God that you feel the same way. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because that's when it becomes good. That's when we did it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's always nerve-wracking because
Yeah.
that doesn't always happen.
Right.
Every band could tell you that. Uh so and then it just becomes a harder thing, to
Mm-hmm.
make it to make it a whole thing. But once it does happen, you feel like you did it. And the reason I wasn't nervous was because I've uh I've replaced a lot of singers throughout my career path. That's been kind of my MO of choice. Like
Right.
I replaced Tyler Guida in My Better End, then I replaced Storm Stroke in Last 10, now Rio Kunisha in Crystal Lake. And it's it's hard to always be that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh
That
my
kind
gosh,
of
yeah. Especially as a
dude.
vocalist, like that's what a lot of people are focusing on, you know?
Yeah. So in a way, because I've done it to two other bands that people really cared about in their own right, you almost love to hate me. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Because you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
built in to be like, fuck that guy. You know what I mean? Because
totally.
I'm always replacing what
You're
you
breaking
had.
hearts.
Yeah. And I'll admit that my time in Last 10 was different from Storm's time in Last 10. And that's because I don't join bands with the intention of being the previous singer. I meet
Yeah.
and I join the band with the intention of doing what I do, you know?
Right.
But being in a uh a band that focuses primarily on being heavy over a band like Crystal Lake that focuses on musical structure,
Mhm.
it makes the writing completely different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I have to stay in my lane when you're in a heavy band. And when I'm in a band like Crystal Lake, I get to like take the cup of water and like throw it, so to speak. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's kind of a lot more fun and almost easier because you're not stopping and being like, well, I want to go, you know what I mean? Well, how is it this? Like, what is the puzzle piece of this moment? As opposed to like, how do I feel? Great. How does that feel? All right, well, that doesn't match. So I got to feel that way. How do I make that happen? You know what I mean? Like in that, it's easier.
How do you do that when I mean, with feelings, that's obviously not something you can easily adjust. What are you doing inside to help influence whatever shape it needs to take?
Touring is really isolating. And
Hmm.
when you're isolated, you're in your head a lot.
Oh, for sure.
So a lot of feelings that you have uh amplify.
Hmm.
And when I first joined this band was primarily when we were writing the album, and I was gone a lot. I was gone for 3 months, then 5 months, and then there was one point where, uh, like you're on tour so much that you realize like I'm never home, you
Mm.
know? Like um and life almost like passes you by
Ah, oh,
while
I'm sure.
while you live another life because your life gets cut in two when you go on tour. You
Yeah.
don't understand, you don't expect that. You know what I mean? Because when you first start touring, you're younger and you have less at home. You just have like your stuff. And
Yeah.
then as you get older, you accumulate things like family and uh, different ideas of life and kids and pets and
Mhm.
responsibilities. And as this happens, you learn to appreciate your stuff and your life and your house and your things. And then when you're away from all of that and you constantly have to share your stuff and your life and your space with strangers and small spaces and cold spaces, even though venues take care of us and they feed us and they're beautiful shows and the festivals are awesome and we see our friends, like all of that's great, but that's what keeps us alive when we're on tour, seeing
Yeah,
our homies, being in
absolutely.
those, beautiful venues that take care of us, the amazing people at festivals that take care of us and feed us and give us showers, and all the people that work with music. You guys are the people that help us stay alive, even the fans,
Right.
when we're on tour. But you guys uh aren't always, well, a lot of us meet for the first time,
Mhm.
you know. Let's say random number, I meet 1,000 people on tour through fans and everything. Let's say 1,000 people. I probably know statistically for you.
Yeah.
Put that into perspective. It's not a literal number, but just
Mhm.
perspectively. Yeah, perspectively. Sorry, give me a second. Perspectively. So like, you know what I mean? That that puts you kind of like estranged all the time, even though
Yeah.
like you're having a great time and I love what I'm doing and it's delicious, you know what I mean? And I get to do all of this stuff. My girlfriend is at home alone. I'm not there. She has my kid. We just had a baby.
Right.
No one's here. My grandmother is slowly getting older. She has
Yeah.
Alzheimer's. She's slowly forgetting
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
Every time I come home, she forgets less and less. She calls me in the
Yeah.
middle of the night when I'm in Japan because she forgets that I'm on tour. So
Mhm.
like, my stepmother just died, and I wasn't able to
Oh,
leave
sorry.
the other side of the world to go home. Thank you.
Mhm.
It's all right. It was so random. And I wasn't able to leave because I'm on the other
Right.
side of the planet, and it's not as
Right.
easy to just be like, here's 10 grand, send John home. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Right.
not like I'm in Wisconsin. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's all of that, you know, makes life. And,
Yeah.
and my dad is getting older. He's 72 years old, like all my pets get older every time I come home. Like they get bigger. Like this cat that you see behind me, she was a baby at one point when I got her.
Um,
Then I came home and she's a fat pair of pants. You know what I mean? But like it's you love it. But like I was saying, life does get full as you get
yeah.
bigger, and
Mhm.
that becomes harder for you to deal with. And it creates all sorts of emotions. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And all sorts of personal challenges. And those challenges can affect how you write. They can affect how you interact with people you work with. Like it could be
Yeah.
positive, negative, you
Mhm.
know. It affects people in so many different ways. You know what I mean? Like this is why uh so many band members probably make the excuses that like I was just on tour and I was just being an idiot. I don't know, dude. Like I was just, like I'm not thinking. You know what I mean? Like I'm so tired, like, and
Yeah.
you do something stupid, like, lock
Mhm.
yourself out of the house when you first get home, or,
Right.
get home and be so excited to get home that you drop all your bags and then put in the garage code, go inside and close the garage door and then wake up like,
Bags
where's
are
all my
still
stuff?
outside.
And you wake up, all your shit is outside because you didn't even care. You was like, oh, I can't wait to go home, and you just walked in the house. You're like, God,
Right.
you took a shit in your own toilet and went to sleep in your bed. And you were like, peace. You know what I mean? Like, so it's crazy. You're like,
Yeah. 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 So with that, I mean, obviously there's no shortage for lyrical inspiration because life, right? Plus, like you said, you're balancing
yeah.
two different lifestyles. What are some things that you do? I ask everybody this that you do for balance, whether you're on tour or at home, just to help kind of figure out how to level that out and for your mental health.
Uh, I haven't spoken about this yet, but I get really bad dissociative
Mm-hmm.
with touring. I sometimes come home and like my girlfriend feels like a stranger. My
Mm,
cats feel strange. My house feels strange, and it takes me like a couple of hours or even the night to feel like I'm me again. And a way that I try to battle that is I try to do the same things on tour that I do at home, you
yeah,
know? So I wake up and I do this on tour. I try to wake up and do that. You know what I mean? But tour for me is uh all the work and then sleep as much as I possibly can to restore my
right.
voice. You know what I mean? And some people don't tour like that. Some people are awake for 2 days and then sleep. You know what I mean? Some people, do different things. And there are people on my crew like that, and I love them. And that's why we wrote a song called Never Sleep. And that also has to do with like My Better End and other people who tour that are just they're out of their goddamn minds. You
Yeah,
know? And it's it could be very crazy, and you have to just try and not. People probably heard me say this all the time. Don't forget you.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you at home and you on tour, or you at home and you on stage are two different yous. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? You just got to try and keep the routine type of thing. I know you got to wake up and I don't have to check Master Tour when I'm home. You know, I don't have to know where Gabe is in order to do my day at home. I just need to know my baby is and diapers.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? But like when I'm on tour, first thing I have to wake up is check Master Tour and then find my TM. You know, am I at check Google Maps? Where am I? Am I at the venue? What time is it?
Right.
Is it open? You know what I mean?
Make
You
sure
know,
you say
and,
the right town tonight.
yeah, I know where I have everyone put it on the set list. Right now I have TM
Smart,
switch it out on the set list because
smart.
it's so hard for you to remember
Oh
constantly
my
that like
gosh, I can't imagine.
yeah. When I was in the last 10, every night I would turn to Mike Monaco, and I'd be like, yo, where are we right now? And I'm like, okay, because I was doing so much all day, and I'm like, fuck, I forget it.
Yeah,
And you panic, like you know where you are all
yeah.
day, right? And then you're like those
Right.
moments where like you're on the spot and you're like, fuck, what is that? What is it? What about? Yo, where are we? Like,
Totally.
yeah. And
Yeah.
Mike is super
Did I
duper
pronounce it
George, because
right?
yeah. And Mike is super George Costanza, so he knows everything, and he is like Missouri, idiot. Like, and you're like, okay, thank you.
You're like, can you just announce it every night from now on? I do
Yeah.
want to, if you're okay with me, dive in a little bit more into the disassociation part because I think that's an important thing to talk about. Do you
Yeah. I got like 10 minutes. Let's go for it.
where do you think that's coming from? Do you think it's coming from like having to kind of be somewhat a different persona because obviously on stage you're going to be different than you're going to be off stage. That's super normal across the board with metal vocalists. Or do you think it's yeah, just like being from different place to different place to different place and so it's hard just to collect yourself or have you been able to pinpoint it? Maybe you haven't been able to pinpoint it.
Yeah, I haven't been able to. I think it's kind of the same feeling. Like, have you ever moved out of your hometown?
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? So for people who haven't moved out of their hometown, I want you to imagine it like this. If when you go back to a school that you graduated from, like a year later, and you go into the school for some reason, or you go on the grounds for some reason, and you have this weird feeling of like, this doesn't feel right. It feels awkward. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
That's how it feels to be in my house. That's how it feels to hug people that I love or to
Mhm.
like. And I don't know why. I think that's just because you're gone for so long and you don't
Yeah.
see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like there are times when I'm gone for 2 months and I come home, nothing happens. There are times when I'm gone for 3 weeks and I come home and I'm like, it's totally random.
Yeah.
Uh, it happened the very first tour I ever did. You come home from your very first tour when you're younger and you sit down on your couch and you're like, this is weird. You know what I mean? Like, because it's quiet and you're not moving because, they're in the van all the time and you're just
Right.
silent and you're like, okay. And then that goes away.
Right.
Uh,
You're like, what do I do with
uh,
all this space?
yeah. And you get used to the amount of times that you're gone, but now I'm gone for such a long amount of time that it doesn't matter. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? That I do it consistently because it's a long amount of time and then a short amount of time and a long amount of time. And my body is to the point where I don't even switch over sleeping when I go to Japan. I am literally just awake from 6 in the morning and I'm awake until 6 in the morning. You know what I mean? Like, and then I go to sleep. I wake up at 2. Then I'm awake until like maybe 6 a.m. or some shit like that. It's just a wild schedule where my body just
Right.
doesn't flip over because it's like,
Yeah.
no, I know you're gonna leave again and you're gonna make me do this. We're just gonna be this schedule. Or you're gonna figure it out. And that's,
Right.
my body is on East Coast time. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. It's easier when I go to Europe because it's 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. Like that's more manageable, but it's 13, 14 hours sometimes when I'm in Japan because of daylight saving times. So 12 to 13 hours, something like that when I'm in Japan, yeah, because of daylight savings. And it's like, like for example, what time is it right now? It is 2:55 here, right? Right now in Japan, and I'm in Florida. Right now in Japan, it is 3:55 in the morning.
Jeez.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, or uh, it's daylight savings and it's 4:55 in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I mean? And it's no, I'm sorry, it's the other way. Or it's the same time reverse, or it would be, 2:55 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like it's 12 and 13. And that just makes it crazy to do a million things.
Yeah.
You wind up go to the bathroom all the time at night instead of in the morning because your
Yeah.
body's like this. And I'm an old guy now, you know what I mean? Like I ain't no spring chicken. I'm out here with backaches and gray hair, plucking them out all that trash. I gotta brush my eyebrows in the morning and shit now. Like, you know what I mean? So like you gotta like, you know, I'm taking my Pepto Bismol. We're all old in Crystal Lake. Everyone's got that like gone on their neck and all that shit. Like everyone's like, oh, Taji's like, do you have Advil? I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, yeah. You know what I mean? We're a couple years away from our little trays with our name with the
Right.
days of the week in them. You know what I mean? Like
Totally.
I'm gonna buy one. I'm gonna buy one for YD joking around in them. Like,
The
and
joke.
I'm gonna put different name. I'm gonna put the names of different breweries inside of them when we're on tour and be
There
like,
you go.
these are your little medication box. He loves to explore breweries. We're all
Oh,
foodies and stuff in the band.
oh, fun. Oh, that's
Hi,
cool that you
Munchkin.
guys that you guys get to do that.
My dog's
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
we didn't we kind of went on a wild ride here and we didn't talk much
Yeah, we
about the
ranted.
album.
Sorry, guys.
But no, that's okay. I think it's good sometimes to explore different things because you're obviously going to be saying the same thing a lot for all these different interviews, and so people can get the information that they might want from other ones, and they can get some deeper stuff here, which is usually what I try to do.
Yeah, I almost, not that I rehearse any answers, but I give you the answer that I give everyone else because I'm just a real dude and I'm not trying to pretend there's a different one. That's the
Yeah,
answer.
yeah,
And you do so many interviews where it's like,
yes.
Here's the four versions of the answer." Like,
Yes, and I always try to steer away from that because for so many reasons, not only for the viewers that again, they're not going to want to watch the same interview over and over and over just with
over and
different
over and over.
people, but also for
Yeah, yeah.
you so that way you're not having to repeat the same thing over and over. So I try to like
Thank you.
veer toward other things to make it more less painful for you guys that are having to do this so
Rock and
much
roll.
when it comes to release. But I would love to at some point interview you again because I enjoy the way that you
Thank you.
think. I enjoy the perception that you have of life and everything, and so it'd be cool to dig in deeper to some of these things. But I've been able to listen to the album multiple times. It's incredible. Um,
Thank you.
Super excited for. I wanted to talk about Sinner, but you know what? We're gonna have to do that another time because I know you got another one coming up.
I will say really quick that Sinner is a song that took us forever to complete because of me. The band has been happy with it since we wrote it, and it's been written since the beginning of the audition. It was a part of the audition that the other members in the auditions did as well. And I wrote the song about constantly fucking up and not being able to get out my own way because that's what the song did. I felt like I was like, oh, that's not good. Let's do this again. And even YD was like, yo, we gotta like finish this song. And I was like, okay, okay, I promise this is the one. So Sinner is one of those songs, and it has a guest vocal from a female singer. Her name is Noelle McGrath. She's also on the way to sound, and I believe one other song. And I worked with her previously, which is why I thought of her for this one.
Yeah. Are you happy with it now?
I'm sorry.
Are you happy with it now? How it turned
Yeah,
out?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Yes,
it's
yes,
an
yes.
incredible song. It's an
Thank you,
incredible
thank you.
song.
Yeah, they've loved it since the beginning. I had to find who it was.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I get that
So
for sure. Well, yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get this experience, this opportunity again, because like I said, I got a bajillion other questions for you. But
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you taking this time for me. I hope that the rest of your
I
day
appreciate it.
goes easily for you, and you get to spend some
Thank you.
time with that little one, that the little monster that's running around here soon.
Oh, I can't wait. She's so fun. I
Oh,
love it.
they just get funner and funner. I have a 17-year-old, and he is still so much fun.
Good for you. That's tough.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. Take it easy.
Bye.